All right, so I wanted to make a video today about my run. I went running and I had a lot of ideas and things come to my mind during that run, and I wanted to share those with you guys. First of all, I don't know if I'm still sweating. It's hot and I took a shower like 45 minutes ago, and no matter what I do, I just can't seem to stop perspiring. But I went for a run today. It's super hot, and I noticed on the trail that I run that it was pretty empty and there weren't a lot of people out running. And it just made me think that it reminded me that when it's really, really cold and windy and rainy, the trail is empty. When it's really, really hot and super sweltering, that the trail is also quite empty. And I was thinking about that a lot today, and I kind of geek out about that in a weird kind of twisted way maybe, but like I've just noticed sometimes when I'm doing things that other people aren't doing, it makes me gives me like a bolt of energy. And I don't want to make this video and sit here and say that I always go running and that I'm hardcore and I'm super tough as nails. There are lots of times where I don't get out there and put in the work, but there are also, it's just, so often in life we just do what everybody else is doing. Like when the weather's beautiful and there's a nice breeze and it's in the 70s, the trail is just covered with people and they're out there walking and stuff, which is great. But the thing is in life, when you just kind of conform, I know that I'm speaking from experience. Let me ask you the question, why do you do the things that you do? Like if you just evaluate your week, why do you work where you work? Why do you hang out with the people that you hang out with? Why do you go to the stores that you go to? Oftentimes, we haven't even thought about why we do some of the things that we do. We just do it just because it's like, well, I gotta work, right? I gotta pay my bills. This is like what everybody else does. Rather than saying, you know what, I'm gonna do something a little bit different. So rather than living your life by default, you want to live your life by design. You really want to design. That's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm learning to do, is like, how can I design? I don't want to just like go through the motions and go to work and go to sleep and then wake up and do it all over again. I want to live my life by design. I want to design it the way that I want it. So that's what I wanted to share today. Also, on this trail that I run, it's a 4-mile loop, and there's a spot that a lot of times my kids, we do a bike ride on the trail, and it's all paved the whole way, but there's a turn. It's like a 90-degree angle, and if you get going too fast, right, it's really a sharp turn, and on the side of the trail there's like loose gravel. And my 8-year-old son Weston, one time he took that corner a little too sharp, and he went off into the gravel, and then he turned the steering wheel and it went out under him, and he fell over and he cried and he got hurt and all this stuff. So as I was running past that spot on the trail, it just reminded me of that experience. And that same son Weston, he also really is a big fan of video games. So we try to monitor how much he's on there. I was thinking about it though. I prefer him to be on the Wii versus like on the internet, but he really likes doing video games. And I was telling him, and I was thinking about how life is kind of like a video game. It's the level up, and how when he does a new level, how many times he dies before he's able to pass that level, multiple times. And you don't quit, you just have to keep trying. Otherwise and then once you pass that level, you get to a more difficult level, a more challenging level. Like that level's boring now because you already conquered it. You know how to do it. And in life, it's kind of that same way, where once you pass a certain level, if you don't quit and you keep trying, you're gonna fall and you're gonna die and you're gonna get hurt. Not gonna literally die, hopefully, but you know what I mean. Well, that every time that you die in the game, you learn, oh, there was a red shell right there. I better jump next time because that's where I got hit. And so for him, with Weston on that same spot on the trail, if he stopped riding the bike and he didn't go on that trail with us because he got hurt, if that memory was always, in the front of his mind, keeping him from going on bike rides with us, then he would never learn. But now he's learned because he got hurt and because he crashed. He'll know now next time around when we go down that trail, dude, you better take it a little easy and don't take it so at such a hard angle right there. So I was thinking about that as well on my run. Another part of my run, there's two more parts. Another part of my run was there's like so many times I wanted to just stop running, and right when I was ready to kind of stop, there was like this wind at one part of the run. There's, whether it's hot and summer or winter, this one area, it was like a quarter mile, and there's always just like headwind. And it just reminded me that's resistance and how important that is. And it's a good thing. And without resistance, we wouldn't grow and we wouldn't progress and get stronger. So when that wind hit me, I just wanted, my mind immediately said, this is hard, you got to stop. But then I just remembered that this resistance is what helps me keep going. And then at the end, the very last portion of it, I wanted to stop. And I know that I just knew deep down, and I did at one point, I stopped for about 30 seconds and I just walked for a little bit. It's so hot, it's literally like 111 degrees. It's in the morning, but it's just really humid. I'm just not used to that. So I walked for a minute, but just how in life, oftentimes we're only operating at 40 or 50% of our true capacity. And I know that that's true because there have been so many times where maybe I've run like 4 miles, 5 miles, and I'm like, man, I can't run anymore. And then I'll just force myself to keep going. I'll kick it into another gear and I'll end up running like 10 miles. Like double when I thought at 5 miles I couldn't go any longer, I realized, and I've had multiple experiences where man, I had so much more in the tank. I gave up too soon. And so it's just a reminder that our minds have an advantage, a tactical advantage over us. Our minds remember and know of our insecurities every time we've fallen, every time we've gotten hurt, anytime anything bad has happened. Our mind records that and stores that in our memory. And so then when you're presented with something, it brings that to the forefront. And that's good in a sense that it's a protection mechanism, right? It helps you from walking out in front of a bus or putting your hand in the fire, right? But at the same time, it often holds us back from really tapping into our true potential and what's truly possible. So you have to callous your mind, right? You have to reprogram. It's like a computer system, and it stores all the images, all the memories, all the experiences, good and bad, are stored in there. And so you have to rewire your brain. And I've just, I just knew that I just knew that I could just keep going. And I knew I was gonna make a video, and I don't wanna be a hypocrite. So I'm like, I'm gonna make a video explaining this experience on my run today. So I didn't wanna stop. And of course I made it. And it's also interesting, I heard, in a 24-hour day, if you do work out and you exercise, whether it's running or walking or lifting or yoga or stretching, whatever it may be, something to just get you active, and you gotta break a sweat, right? 23 and a half hours of your day, for the most part, physically are you're in comfort. You're not hurting and in pain physically. It's just for that 30 minutes or the hour, I don't know how long you exercise, you get yourself and you put yourself into that pain. But it's like me, like right now, it's 9:40 in the morning. It's like, I'm done. It was really, really hard. And I wanted to quit so many times, and it was like, it's really, really just challenging. But I knew that I'd be like where I am right now, sitting in my car with the AC going, right? I'll be in the office. I'll be doing hard things mentally and stressful things and hard working in that sense. But as far as being like physically beat down and sore and tired, if you do some work, some exercise for your body, you're only in that pain for 30 minutes to an hour, and then it's over. And now I have 23 hours assuming I work out tomorrow. Yes, I am going to work out tomorrow. I have 23 hours of comfort to recuperate, and so that I can do it again tomorrow. So that's what I got for you today. Hope that was helpful. Just remember to do what people. So where in your life are you just kind of conforming to what everybody else is doing? And where in your life, have you kind of just quit thinking that was a dead end, when in reality you just needed to do it? Like playing a video game, you just needed to do it another 27 times in order to pass that level. And then also, how many times you tell yourself, man, I think I'm at the end of my capacity here. Not understanding and realize, man, you've got so much more in the tank. You're just barely scratching the surface. And that's what I got for you today. Hope that helps. Have a great day. Adios.